Good morning, team. Welcome to day 142 of the 5 a.m. Squat Club. Now, the best, most effective way to get in the best shape of your life is to have a knowledgeable, dedicated coach and a motivated community around you to push you forward and hold you accountable. This is the next best thing. We're doing that every morning. I've been coaching for 25 years, and we're growing a community of people who are dedicated to moving together towards improving their health, their fitness, and their lives every day. All there is to it is to press play and join us every morning. First thing, we got to prime our minds, choose our first thoughts of the day. Let's go. So what you're going to want to do is find your squat. 5 a.m. Squat Club, first step, get into what we call our paleo chair, paleo squat position. Feet are underneath the hips, and if you feel like you're going to fall backwards, hold on to something out in front as a counterbalance. And we want to direct our thoughts for the day so that we're not chasing stimulus. So I am responsible. I am accountable. I will take responsibility for my actions, for my failures, for my successes. It's on me. And that gives me the power to take accountability for my life and make sure that I make it what I want. It's only up to me. I will make time between stimulus and response. And that's basically when this dog is bothering me, licking me while I'm working out. Can I take a moment and breathe and be patient and not lose it? And obviously that applies to everything. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. There's no excuses. I'm not going to blame my lack of success on the government or on my boss or on this or that. I can get there, right? If I want to get to a goal, progress, little steps, bite-sized, actionable daily chunks piled up over time is the way. So focus on that small step, focus on getting 1% better every day. And then the last is I choose gratitude. Through all this process of personal development, improving ourselves, if I don't see the positive, if I just see the work and just see the steps, I lose it. I lose something. The gratitude, the positivity, the seeing that things are good needs to be there to keep us moving forward and not see that everything is negative. So I am responsible. I will make time between stimulus and response. I have all I need to succeed today and will focus on progress over perfection. And then I choose gratitude. Perfect. So you'll see if you're new here, we've got a few steps. Next thing, we're going to start warming up the body. Let's do it. We've got our first AMRAP Monday today. Hopefully you've got something that's counter. I've got a little basket of eggs to count my rounds. Good morning, Jody. Good morning, Megan. Good morning, Jason. Jody says day 37. Heck yeah. All right, so first thing, let's get some burpees. So we're gonna start with our regular 20 burpees here just to get the blood flowing. Get yourself down on the floor. It can be fast, it can be slow, it's up to you. But make your way down, make your way up, and we're gonna get 20 here. And we can talk about what the 5 a.m. Squat Club is if you want. If you've been here before, you get it. You understand you're getting up early, prioritize your health, your fitness, your progress towards your goals, whatever you want, whatever you need. But if you're new here, it may seem strange. Why not just get up and work out later? Why not do something a little easier? Why not maybe just not push yourself a whole lot and just go through the motions? Well, so many reasons why. First is you're not going to get physical benefit if you're not pushing yourself. We only grow when we struggle, right? When we put a demand on ourselves that's more than what we're used to. Take your daily tasks, multiply them by 2 and call that your training. So if you're not pushing yourself, you're limiting your results. And I guess you could say, secondly, that happens with lack of community as well. You know, the 5 a.m. squat club, we're trying to mimic, you know, some fitness programs that do a great job of bringing people together and working out as a group, as a community. Because what you'll learn is those that work out together, that quote unquote suffer together, develop tight bonds. I know there are some military personnel that are following that can attest to this, that when you join something like that, and I know there are other examples that fit here, you know, you go through a boot camp or something like that where, you know, you're indoctrinated, where you're learning the systems of the organization, but at the same time, and I think this is very intentional, is you're gonna go through challenges and struggles together. And what that does, and I think part of the point of it, is to create those bonds, right? When you go through something challenging, even maybe traumatic, together with other people, those become your family, right? Those are people that you're not gonna leave behind, and obviously that's the point. But, you know, on a smaller scale, those are the people that are gonna hold you accountable to your goals when you're falling off, or vice versa. All right, didn't count those. Let's assume that was about 20. That's my guess. Morning, Yaroslav. I have some routine blood work today. I need to avoid training until the afternoon, so I just stopped by to say good morning. Thanks, Yaroslav. Feel free to keep us on and chat and ask questions, and hopefully everything goes well today. All right, so we're gonna continue on with the warm-up with these guys here. We'll go through 2 rounds. Some hip flexor warm-up in the form of knee raises. Some good mornings. Just thinking about shoving a rod through the hip, hinging at the hip, followed by some reverse lunges, taking that back knee to the floor, nice vertical shin on the front. A few more burpees, and then air squats, which is part of our workout today as well, so we'll talk for a second here. Feet underneath the shoulders, toes out maybe 10 degrees or so, knees in line with the feet, chest up nice and tall, and if we can get the hip below the knee in terms of range of motion, gold. So we're gonna go 2 rounds of that. Just working through, if you have a preference, you know, you wanna hop on a machine, a rower or a bike or treadmill or something like that, feel free. I would definitely aim to get in some squats, which we'll get some prep before we start the workout anyways, but we want a little bit of specific warm up for the squats. And we've got our first AMRAP today. I think I've done, you know, pre-live, I did a couple AMRAPs. I think I did a 5-minute max squats. And I also did some for time stuff as well. But obviously that doesn't work format-wise for this super well. So anytime that we're not gonna do an EMOM, I think we're gonna go with an AMRAP. So meaning you have the opportunity, you know, if your pacing is no good, to have a very intense workout today. I think this is the first time that, you know, we're gonna talk about pacing. I'm looking forward to it. Megan says, those who suffer together stay together. Yeah, that's exactly what I tell people, you know, when they come into the gym and they haven't been part of something, you know, a team sport or just, you know, an exercise program like this where we do work together, they don't get it, right? And I explain to them that concept is that, you know, the reason that they do that in the military, part of it is to develop those tight-knit bonds with people. You know, when they say no man left behind or no person or whatever, like they ensure that. right? It's not their, is that next? Lunges, burpees? It's not their first time doing this. Lost track of that warm up here. They know that those types of experiences create those deep bonds. Smart. So yeah, AMRAP today, hang power cleans, air squats, and then I think we got handstand work as our skill work afterwards. I'm getting pretty bad at remembering whether this is the first round or second round of my warm-up. Starting to feel warm, but hard to say. Maybe one more. Let's keep warming. Hopefully this isn't round 3. Maybe we'll move a little faster through this one. Maybe I'll do a walk. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We'll accelerate this one. 5 good mornings. 2. Thinking about hinging for the hang power cleans. Lunges. 2. We'll get 6 maybe. 3. 4. A few burpees. We'll do one more as well, because I'm reminded on the school group yesterday, someone wants a little bit of, oops, it's a lot of burpees, a little bit of twist. So we'll do one more after this. And then we'll do that for Christy. All right, we're gonna do one more. We're just gonna get a little spine twist here. You don't need to be super aggressive with this, just getting out of bed. So what you want to do is come into a T with the arms, take one foot off the floor, and while trying to keep the shoulders on the ground, just reach one foot across. You can get 5 of those. Reach it across a little further each time. Not crazy aggressive. 3, we'll get 5 per side. 4. You could alternate this as well if you had space. Just get a little unwind there. Switch sides. That doesn't work on the wall. Try to keep the shoulders down. So just know that if you've got certain warm-up things or exercises you want to learn or try or whatever, let me know. That can all be done on the free school group. This was a user suggestion. So there you go, Christy. We got the spine moving. All right, let's talk about the workouts. Beauty. So today is AMRAP Monday. Well, let's talk about these 2 movements. So AMRAP, if you're unfamiliar, is as many rounds as possible. So as opposed to EMOM, where we're just going on the minute, this is going to be, go for 10 minutes, but choose kind of how much and what pace to work at on your own. If you are new to this type of thing, I think what's important to understand is even when you watch people who are high level exercisers or crossfitters or whatever, they rest a lot, right? I think we have this impression that they're just working the whole time, but realistically, if you were to time the rest and the work, even at the highest level, it might be 65% work, 35% rest, maybe a little higher, but for normal people, it's maybe like 40% rest, 40% work, 60% rest. So keep that in mind. We'll talk more about it as we go, but pacing is going to be super important here today. So first movement, hang power clean. I'll give a demo and then we'll talk here. So what I want to think is hang just means anywhere above the knee. I mean, you could go low hang as well, but we're gonna talk above the knee today. From there, you wanna think jump and catch, right? Relatively simple. I don't wanna pull the bar up with the arms. I wanna lean, I wanna jump, catch it on the body, and then stand it up. When I say on the body, the goal is that it's on the shoulders. If you can see here, right? I'm not holding with the hands above the shoulders. I'm not squeezing onto it. It's in the fingertips, right? It's just rolled into the front of the hand, but it's sitting right on the shoulder. And if you are new to this and you have a barbell, if you're newer to weightlifting, what you want to use is what's called the hook grip, especially for these multiple reps where the thumb goes around first and then the fingers wrap around the thumb. And it's like a strap, right? It's gonna hold that barbell in your hand, especially when the grip starts to fatigue. So fingers around the thumb, lean, jump, catch, stand to finish the rep. If you don't have a barbell, that's fine. We could go with a dumbbell. I would probably take this between the knees, drive, catch. If it's heavy, drive, catch, drop under it. If you have 2 dumbbells that are the same weight and you want to go with that, which is a great idea as well, if you're feeling strong this morning, you can take them between the knees, drive and catch. You could take them outside the legs, but I find that's pretty awkward, and generally what ends up happening is the knees end up coming in, which not an ideal position. So 1 dumbbell between the knees, or even a kettlebell if that's what you're working with. Basically swing it between the knees, drive and catch, flip the elbow under, so on. All right, so let's take a minute here and start setting up. The workout is gonna be 10 hang power cleans and 20 air squats. I was thinking about choosing something that realistically I'm probably gonna do in 2 sets. So that's kind of your thought process right now. Do I wanna choose something light enough that I can get all the 10 hang power cleans done in 1 set unbroken? And then, you know, maybe move slowly through the air squats so that you don't blow up? Or, as I'm saying, I'm thinking about going maybe 6-4 for the 10 hang power cleans. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. And then just, you know, find your pace basically through the air squats. You know, a set of 6, you know, maybe a 10 to 15 second break, and then that set of 4, and then just easy through the squats is kind of what I'm thinking. If you want to keep track of how much you've done, which is not a bad idea for progress purposes, you know, maybe grab a piece of paper or a little dry erase whiteboard, or, you know, a basket of eggs. If you're like me, I'm not sure I'm gonna be able to see those. See them here? Not really. Whatever, we'll figure that out. Okay, and if you already are set up, Jason, 95 pounds here, perfect. So why don't you guys let me know, I like that. What are you thinking option-wise? What weight? Do you have dumbbells, barbells? Are you thinking about going unbroken? All right, this is our first AMRAP. You should definitely have a plan. I know that's not always the most common thing to talk about, but you should have a plan. You know, are you thinking, I'm gonna try to do, you know, a set of these and a set of squats in a minute, meaning 30 reps in a minute, 1 every 2 seconds? Or am I thinking, hey, if I could get around every 90 seconds, that would kind of be the goal? Excuse me. So thinking about pacing, right? I don't want to just go into this without any plan. Make sure that you've tried out your barbell weight. Megan says air squats are going to be rough. Well, so Megan, the way that I see this is this is the rough part, the barbell, because you got to hang on, because you got to do a set. The way I think about the air squats is that's the recovery part, right? So once I put that barbell down, like I'm going to be and I'm aiming to move slow enough on the air squats that I'm relatively recovered when I get back to the barbell so that I can go pretty soon after. That's my plan, but it doesn't need to be, right? If you've chosen say a really light barbell and your goal is just to push the pace on this, then maybe that's a different strategy. This is more of a moderate barbell that I may break up, and as a result, it's gonna be pretty challenging. So many options. You see up here? No, you're not gonna be able to see my round counters. I guess that's not super important, but maybe I'll put them on the, we'll put them up here. This is one of those like asking for trouble. They're gonna fall off and break. Not smart. Let's see here. Oh yeah, perfect. All right, so every round, if I remember, I'll put an egg in the basket. You wanna see these eggs? Just before we start, look how pretty these are. See that? Look at all those different colors. I don't know if you can see that. Yeah, you can. Blue, brown, there's a green one in the bottom there. Love it. Okay. See if I can make a mess there. All right, if you haven't pressed the like button, team, let's do that. And we're gonna get moving here. Let's just see. Megan going to try 75. Perfect. It's the hip that's going to get me. Okay, Megan, if air squats bother the hip, if it does start to get painful, you could go with a lunge if that's easier. And if you get to the point where it's unbearable, I don't know the situation with the hip, but I don't like the idea of training through pain. So just make sure you have some backup options, maybe a step up, maybe a lunge. If nothing works with the hip, it could be some burpees or a little jog on the spot. Choose something that's uncomfortable, but not painful. That's definitely the goal. Megan, okay, going 65. Fantastic. Valerie, good morning. Are you joining us, Valerie? You got a dumbbell or a barbell set up, ready to go? Jody, ready to go? Jason, Yaroslav, let's do this. All right, Yaroslav is not participating, but Jody, not a bad idea. 45 for me, may add along the way. Perfect. All right, let's see if I can set this up for a countdown. 10 minutes, looks like it. All right, team. I'm nervous, I'm procrastinating, aren't I? I'll try a knee raise. It's the labrum. Okay, yeah, I like it. Okay, team, let's do this. Let's kill that. Let's put that on here. All right, team, pace it. Try not to start out too hot. Try to maintain a steady pace. Count your rounds if you care to track. Let's go, let's do this. 10 seconds, team. 3, 2, 1. Should have gotten the chalk first. Go ahead. I could do 10 there, and I was tempted to. It's a bad move, though. Kind of sounds like Eminem a little bit, eh? All right, 6-4. All right, and then 20 squats. Morning, Jeff. First AMRAP.
No mercy in this world, just hunger thirsty persons in different versions. Each new update, that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, do me a favor, don't treat me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors of your problems just to savor. I've got my own issues, I need a comb to get through. Don't need to groan with you, just go get your own tissue.
There's one. Blue egg. I may end up going unbroken at some point there. Jeff, I'm sure if you're there, we'll talk shit.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you sing along.
Got pace.
Trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth. Put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let
What do you think about my technique, Jeff? You still there? First quarter down.
I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind.
There's two. Brown egg. I might go unbroken here. Well, let's try it.
Everybody on the fake shit. Look around, I feel like everybody is the fakest. I make this every day and I'm impatient. Hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing. Sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown. Get in my way and to be put down. It ain't no place, all this my time. I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it, the news is I'm losing shit. A stupid myth. You choose to live or choose to give. You choose to fight or lose a grip and lose a gift.
Yeah. That's the move for sure. I was not kidding about 5 a.m. Who's that? Equipment exercise, hell yeah. Every day, buddy. We got some handstand work after this. You want to join?
Just hunger thirsty persons in different versions, each do what they that shit worsens. Why? Pull back the curtain and you'll see the different vermin. We all have different burdens that all seem to cause disturbance. Yo, so do me a favor. Don't
That's
treat
three.
me like a neighbor. Don't need the different flavors.
Light brown egg.
Just to savor. I've got my own issues. I need
5:40 to go.
Don't need to groan with you. Just go get your own tissue. I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Negative splits. That's the goal. Getting tired.
Put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give. Don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your lid. I need to run away from this and go get off the grid. Feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing.
Over halfway.
Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know
No.
shit.
Dark brown egg.
I feel like I'm losing my mind.
Let's go, team. 4:20 to go.
Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I feel like I'm losing my mind. Is everybody in the world blind? Please, Lord, give me a sign, a sign. I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody is the fakest. I'm like this every day and I'm impatient. Hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement, the top is so vacant. I don't hear shit
It's 105. It's a 35-pound bar. It's my wife's. That's 5. Blue egg. 3 minutes. What's your clean PR? Best ever is 300, but maybe 225 right now.
That's it, the end of the song. Next time you sing along, trust me, there's nothing wrong. I just need to carry on, cause society's a myth put there to make you sit. Listen to what they give, don't ask questions, shut your lid. Yeah, don't ask questions, shut your
Green egg.
lid. I need to run away
6.
from this and go get off
Under 2 to go.
feel like my brain is overloaded, man, I'm losing it. Don't let them tell you what to do, man, they don't know shit.
Chalk's getting wet. $115.
I wanna be the greatest. Everybody on the fake shit. I look around and feel like everybody
1 minute.
I make this. Every day I'm impatient. Hoping one day I blow up from the basement. Statement. The top is so vacant. I don't hear shit that I think is amazing. Waiting for my day when I'm playing. Sold out shows for 1,000 faces. Hey, give me that crown. Get in my way to be put down. It ain't replaced all this my town. If I want that shit, then I'll get it right now. I'm losing it. The noose it fits.
35 seconds. Let's go, team. Pick it up. 10 seconds. 3, 2, time. 7 rounds and a little bit. Good job, team. Take a minute, catch your breath. Okay, thanks. It's a lot to AMRAP. Yeah, it's, say 50% right now. I mean, not that bad. Equipment exercise. What's your training look like? How you doing? Jason says 6 here. Megan, 4 here. Went extremely slow on the squats. How did they feel, Megan? How are the squats? How's your hip? Jody, how we doing? Jody, I hope someone was counting my rounds. Lol. Totally underloaded. Oh, so that means you did a lot, eh? Was it too easy, Jody, or was it just more cardio than lifting? Equipment exercise, barbells, kettlebells, panda pulls, kettlebell swings. So a little bit of weightlifting, like Olympic weightlifting. Have you ever done anything like for time like this, equipment exercise? Any kind of metabolic conditioning? Anything like that? Valerie, tried to keep up with you. I got 6 or 7, I don't know, lost count. Started at 36, weird bar poundage, but went to 46. Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, I think that was, at least for me, a pace that was maintainable, manageable. Jody, maybe you can give it a week equipment exercise. Yeah, so what she's, equipment exercise, that's what Jody is suggesting. Try it out for a week, right? It's I'd say it's uncommon for someone to start doing this for a little bit and then not continue it, because you'll see the benefits pretty soon. So yeah, I mean, if you did it for a week, you would see unlikely you wouldn't want to do it after that. Stop it. Jody says, not easy. Just think I could have pushed a little heavier. Hey, live to lift another day. Next time we'll go heavier. And remember, we still got some handstand work to do here afterwards as well. So not the end of the world. Jason says, you flew through that. Well, maybe I chose movements that were in my wheelhouse. But as Jeff was saying, I am the guy at the gym that starts slow and passes people because I don't like to hurt that bad. So I, pace it well at the beginning and then hope for the best, right? Equipment exercise, I failed 75 hard, almost double digits now. Failed? Man, this is, if you're trying to maintain consistency, it's pretty simple. We're here every day. We got this group starting that, will keep you motivated, keep you accountable. And then what you can do, what you can do, use this as your warm-up, as your, Is that better? Thanks, Jason. Let me know if that's any better. I can switch mics if necessary. I don't know if this one's sweaty. Let me know. Yeah, equipment exercise. If you want to just join us for a week, use it as your warm-up. Once you're done, go and do your heavy stuff if you want. Yeah, it's challenging. I think what you'll find there, right? If you were finding it hard to stay on for the 75 days, we were talking about it today. We're talking about group. We're talking about the military, how you join the military and you go through boot camp because it develops those bonds and they don't let each other down. Same kind of idea here, right? The people that you suffer with, the people that you work out with, they become tight-knit bonds, and you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss them. You don't want to let them down at the same time letting yourself down. So, we're here. And if you start showing up, we'll start expecting it. And then when you don't show up, we'll look out for you. So, great way to do it if you're interested, man. Is that audio better, Jason? Can you hear me? Is this working? Anything? Jody says, I have 3 hours until work. I might try a heavier clean EMA. Okay, well, let me know if you can hear me here. If not, make some kind of gesture to show that I'm not making any noise. And let's start setting up for our next piece here. Well, handstand work. Please give me some feedback. If you can't hear me, blah, 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 blah. Let me know if you can't hear me. Nobody's saying anything here. I think we'll stop. Static feedback. Shit. Is this better? This is another mic. Let me know. Jody says, well, there's Hope equipment. There's Hope equipment. I'm on day 37. Not easy for sure this morning. Came quickly. Ha ha ha. Audio comes across just a big buzz. Is this one better? Yeah, Jody, day 37. That's awesome. Yeah, if you want to have what's the word? A streak. That's better? Okay. Maybe I need to get a new mic. I've been using this for 152 days in a row now. Maybe it's just seen better days. I don't know. All right. There's a lot of talking. Let's talk handstands here. So as you can see on the screen there, many options for the handstand. I know last week we did holds and then push-ups, but I'm gonna give a few options here so that we can all make some progress. So if you got a mat, not a bad idea. So what we can do is you can choose to go as an EMOM here and go every minute on the minute and do whatever. Maple, too much. She's going away. So I think actually what I'll do is we'll go every minute on the minute, and I'll start with a kind of lower end option, an easier option, and then I'll work my way up. And basically, when you find a level that's challenging, stay there, keep that for the minute, for the EMOM. For example, first minute, I'll probably get into a downward dog position. Let's just talk about these. So our progressions, first could be a downward dog, head to the floor in front of the hands, and then press up and back. That's a great option. Even just hanging out there is a good option. If that's too easy and you want to get a little more vertical, elevate your feet. And same thing, get the head and shoulders over top of the hands. So there's option one. From there, you could go wall walk. Basically set yourself up on the floor, take the feet up the wall. That could be step one right there. Or even, if you want to go further, take the forehead and the toes to the wall, and you could hold there. This is going to be slippery and sweaty. From there, a kick up to the wall is probably your next option, right? So hands 6 to 8 inches from the wall. Get into, you're gonna notice one foot feels better to kick up than the other. Kick it up to the wall. Press up nice and strong so the body's in a nice straight line. No saggy, no bent elbows. Press up nice and actively. Squeeze the body tight. And there's your hold. If you have it and you wanna work on a freestanding hold, you could do that. You could work on a handstand walk if you have space and are competent with that. And then you could always go with handstand push-ups as well. So I'm probably just gonna mess around and do a bunch of different options. I personally could use some work on balance, but I don't know how comfortable I'm gonna feel in here. So I may mess around with that a little bit. I may just do a few different things. Let me know if you need any modifications. Just let me know here before we start. Let's just check this. Audio comes around, big bug. Congrats, Jody. Megan, that's good, thank you. Weird mic for sure, but we get it. Better audio. Shoot. My wife's showering, I gotta show her this. Saw 5 a.m. on John's live. We've been struggling to keep a schedule after her CrossFit stint. Let's do it, that's awesome. Join us. Jody, that's great. Get your wife in the group. I left my CrossFit box too, and this has been great and helpful so far. Perfect and effective. Can do downward dog with one leg up too. Yeah, Jody, or Valerie, perfect, yes. So, especially like if you wanted to get on something, if you're working towards it away from downward dog, you want to get further, great idea. You can bring one leg up the wall, one leg up, sorry. You could even, if you wanted to, Valerie, get into all fours here, hands on the floor, and then take one foot up the wall. Just give you a little more support, less work, but still get into that position. Great idea. Jody, Rich Froning had Mark Bell doing wall walks. He was a good sport. Powerlifters are not ever going to be seeing wall walks in their programs. Yeah, powerlifters rarely go overhead, so I'm sure that mobility was challenging. Jody, hey Valerie. Jason, see you at Momentum Monday. All right. Good job, Jason. You're not doing handstands with us? Yeah, that's a good Reminder, in the paid school group, Momentum Monday, now it's 6:30. Okay, let's do this though. Handstands, blabbing too much. Okay, so we'll go EMOM. I'll just run it as an EMOM. Don't work for more than 30 seconds because that will burn out. Let's do it. So I might just do a hold on the first one. So if you want to go downward dog or wall walk, I'm gonna go just with a hold. Just actively pressing into the floor. You can think about putting your feet together, pointing your feet towards the ceiling. Abs are squeezed, butt squeezed, actively pressing up. I can't see the clock. Maybe do 20 seconds. 3, let's say that's 20. Yeah. These will add up. Not to go too much of the minute. If you want, you've got a pretty good handstand hold, you could always go with a shoulder tap as well. Might get into that, we'll see. 10 seconds. 5. I'm gonna save some energy so we can do some handstand push-ups at the end. Go ahead. So don't hold, till failure. We just wanna work on positions, building a little bit of capacity as we go. You could work on freestanding here if you want. Take one foot away from the wall a little bit and start messing with balance is an option. And just modulating the weight in your hands. A little bit of basically back and forth through the hands. Wife asked, how's your cap staying on? It's tight enough. And it's gotta stay on because the mic is clipped on there. So I got no choice. Thanks for checking us out, by the way, Equipment Exercise's wife. Join us someday. We're here every day, 5 a.m. It's more or less CrossFit. I own a CrossFit affiliate since 2012. So that's basically what we're doing. 5, 3, 2, 1. I'm just gonna do a little lift. It's a little hand lift. Alternating. That's awkward. Forget that. Where are you guys from? What time zone are you guys in? I'm assuming same time zone, but where are you guys at? You and your wife? I really wish I could see the clock. There you go. We could go 30s, but I feel like that would just be too much. Okay, I'll probably play with a little bit of freestanding balance here now. You can continue with the holds. You can always get into a downward dog and walk around a little bit. Nice, Jody. I haven't watched Froning in a while. You've been around. If you know Froning, you've obviously been around. 3, 2, 1. Whoa, that's not a good idea. I just kicked the door. This is a bad idea. No, that's not gonna happen. That's not gonna happen. Forget it. Let's get back in here. I need more space. Silly. I probably have the capacity, but it makes me nervous. So, might as well not break things in my wife's office. I think what we'll do. You know what we will do? I'll do 5 sets of the hold. I've got a good idea. Then we'll do some negatives. So if you're working towards a handstand push-up, what we'll do is we'll kick up and slowly lower down, kick out, kick up, slowly lower down. We'll do some negatives after this. Obviously you can do full handstand push-ups if you want, if you got them. But if not, and you want to work towards handstand push-ups, the second 5 minutes, that's what we're gonna do. We'll do negatives. Shoulders are getting tired. Keep the abs on, right? You're gonna want to extend through the spine as the shoulders fatigue. Let's try to avoid that. Okay, So next 5 sets will go negatives. Yeah, East Coast, awesome. Are you in the States or are you in Canada? Where are you at? We're in Canada, but I think everybody else here, well, Jason's in Canada, but everybody else is in the US. All right, so same with the negatives. Let's aim, you know, no more than kind of 30 seconds. Just so we don't fry the shoulders too much. Maybe the last set, we'll go with 1 big set of handstand push-ups. All right, go ahead. So kick up, get into a nice position. Let the head come forward as it comes down. Make contact, and then come on back out. Get back up. Control the descent as slow as you can all the way to the floor. Kick back out. You could obviously elevate your head there if you wanted to with a mat or a sweatshirt or something. Decrease the range of motion. Slow, 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 slow. There we go, we'll call that. So maybe 3, 4 really slow negatives. Good option. Jody, I love Mark Bell. He visited Mayhem a couple weeks ago. Froning plus Bell equals fun. Yeah, he's been around a long time, eh, Mark Smelly Bell? In and around CrossFit and powerlifting. And all right, 3, 2, 1, set 7. As slow as you can on the descent. Try not to drop at the bottom, which is the hardest part probably. Well, slow, slow, slow. Abs on tight. Try not to extend through the spine as you go. There's 2. That burns. Wow. 3 more sets. And if you want, as I was saying, make the last set handstand push-ups if you got them. Oh, the shoulders are fatigued. We're doing it. Shoot, 10 seconds. No time for water. 5, 3, 2, 1. Control. I'm tempted to press out of there, but I'm gonna conserve a little bit. Nope. Oh, that's so slow. Oh, wow. I never do those, but that's rough. Okay, 1 more set of those, and then you choose your own adventure on the last one. 5, 3, 2, 1. Wow. Wow, those are incredibly hard. 1 more set. The shoulders are burning. So I'm just gonna go 1 set, strict handstand push-ups. You could go wall walks, you could go hold. You could go more negatives. Last one, 3, 2, 1. Oh, wow. Holy. Four. I think last week I got 11 at the end. Wow. That got rough. Good job, team. Wow, how was that? Finish up that minute if you want. Oh, all right. Well, let's cool her down a little bit. All right, let's get in a couple stretches here. Let's go couch stretch after those air squats. I think we might have done this yesterday. So think knee into the wall, shin up the wall, and then you're gonna step out in front. If that's too much, just pull the knee away from the wall a little bit, have it less vertical. We'll hang out there. Excuse me. How was that? What options did we choose? How did it feel? Valerie, terrified. I think I got further and further from the wall as the sets went on. That's understandable, Valerie. It's as you get fatigued, it gets more and more nerve-wracking. You're like, are my shoulders going to support me if I keep doing this? So I get it. But good for you. I know that's not a movement that you practice a whole lot. So, you know, hey, you've made it 2 weeks in a row on handstand work day, and you know you're only going to get more and more confident with it. So great job. That's how you know, like getting uncomfortable, pushing ourselves to places that are not in our comfort zone. That's where growth happens. You know, I say at the gym a lot, strength is built in the struggle. If you don't get uncomfortable, you don't get tired. Like, are you growing? Are you improving? Megan, I will try that after my training. Fantastic. What do you got on today, Megan? What's on the docket? You got some lifting, or is it more Metcon, or what does that look like? And then Jody, you still gonna do your heavy cleans? Good morning, Max. Pulsing iron. How was your workout, dude? We did our first AMRAP this morning. Hang power cleans, air squats. It was uncomfortable. We were counting eggs at the same time. Oh yeah, get out of your comfort zone. That's it. Here, let's grab those eggs. Let's see what we did. I was using eggs as a counter. I got 7 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I got my 10 hang power cleans. And did I just do left leg? Yeah. I think it was 7 and 15. Should try that one out. You could try that with your kettlebell, Max. That might be fun. Oh, that side's tighter. Max was great. Expected a painful sore one. Ended up being chill. Interesting. Max, how do you choose your workouts? How do you plan what you're going to do the next day? Because I know you do a little bit different every time, right? It's not always the same workout. Do you have certain workouts that you do in the morning and certain workouts that you do in the evening? How do you plan it? I'm very curious about that. And then if you're willing to share, would you talk YouTube? Like, I'm assuming you're getting more people on those, I guess it's your morning. Yeah, your morning session, then your evening session. What does that look like? Megan, power clean, squat clean, front squat, split jerk. Yeah, that's it. Do you dump the power clean, or is it touch and go from the power clean to the squat clean? Valerie, gotta go get the kiddos. Have a great one. Thanks for joining, Valerie. Great job on your handstands. Way to get uncomfortable, lady. Great job. Jody, bye, Val. Yeah, awesome. I love that. I love hearing that, you know, we got to somewhere where we were weary, right? Where you're nervous, where you're uncomfortable, but you put yourself there and, you know, you get value out of that, right? You see that there is growth. You see that there's potential. Megan, all one movement. Oh yeah, hold on to that barbell. And is it, like, Megan, are you going for load? Is it just technique work? What does that look like? Max, I never ever plan, always with feeling, based on how I feel. Morning, always with pull-ups or chin-ups or variation. Evening, only on the floor push-ups. Okay, because you do the evening sessions outside, you don't have the pull-up bar or the dips. I get it. But you literally just figure it out as you go. Like you plan. I mean, like do you do, because you do your title for your video, do you do that beforehand or do you make up the workout and then do it? Megan, every 2:30 for 8 sets. Okay, so that's a good, it's a good enough time that you could go heavy if you wanted. I like that. Let's get in one more stretch here, just for the shoulders, because mine were pretty fatigued there. Let's just do simple arms up the wall. If you have a chair or a bench or a bed or something, put your hands up on that and then walk your hips on top of your knees. I feel like I'm gonna slide down the wall here, but good enough. And let's hang out there, dropping the chest down for a minute or so. Megan, in that complex, what's the biggest challenge? What's the hardest one? And also, does that bother your hip, those squats? Is that uncomfortable for the labrum? Or is it just high volume squatting that bothers that? Oh, shoulders. Max, that's it. Usually I warm up and then I decide and I'm name the live. Interesting. Warm up tells me what I feel like I can do. Smart. I used to plan ahead and then changed after the warm up. So freestyle wins. It's funny, I think about that sometimes because I'll plan our workouts and then I'll do the thumbnails at least a few days in advance. I mean, right now I don't have tomorrow's up, but I have the workouts all planned because I want to make sure, you know, we're hitting a variety of movements and we're not overlapping too much. But as you're saying, there are definitely some days that I wake up and I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this today. You know, and you don't feel up to it. But what I like about this, you know, and it's kind of like CrossFit, is you got to do it anyways. You know, I used to, for our gym, I used to program, which I don't do anymore. We've got somebody else. But I would never publish the workouts, right? So you would come in and you wouldn't know what you were going to be doing and you would just do it, which I love for many reasons because it doesn't allow you to cherry pick, right? It doesn't allow you to choose the things you're good at and avoid the things you're bad at, which people do. And it just forces you to become well-rounded, right? It forces you to practice all the different things. So that's what I like about this, is I'm going to program, you know, something relatively well-rounded and then force myself to do it, right? I think if I woke up and then chose our workouts, we would do a lot of slow burpees and air squats and, you know, nothing too challenging. So for me personally, it makes sense to plan them in advance in a logical way and then kind of force myself to do it. All right, stretching complete. Let's see here. Megan, don't go heavy because of the squats and hip. Okay. So would you aim to go heavier if it was just power clean and jerks? And then, you know, when you get that squat in the complex, you'll just go a little bit lighter to make sure that feels good. Is that kind of the way you work it? Jason, my favorite color is red. Okay, yeah. I think mine is, well, I guess it depends. It depends on what we're talking about. Okay, but let us go over a couple things before we run away for tomorrow. First is, when you get out of here, go eat some eggs. Look at that. Definitely don't put cereal in your body, especially sugar cereals. I don't think we need to talk about that. I probably talk about nutrition enough for you guys, right? Let's see here. Let's turn that down. Pulsing iron. I always try to have 2 trainings a week where I fully step out of the comfort zone. One with more volume and intensity in the morning, and one in the evening where I do super high volume burpee. I like it. Yeah. What does it say? Like yesterday evening, crazy 300 Navy SEALs. Love it. There you go. If you guys, if you haven't checked out Pulsing Iron yet, definitely different than what we're doing, but extremely challenging and testing the body, just like we do. Very impressive to watch. Entertaining more so than watching me. A Navy SEAL. Yeah, I think, well, and I may have to get corrected on this, but as far as I know, it's a variation of a burpee, Jody. It's basically they come down to a push-up, and there's a push-up with a knee to chest, like a mountain climber. And I think technically it's generally those 3, but you'll see people who will do like a 10 pump Navy SEAL, or like they'll do different variations with more push-ups in it. Some people will do one where like they get up and then there's like a march involved. I seem to be pretty new to this whole Navy SEAL world. It's not something that we've done a whole lot in CrossFit, but it seems like, well, there you go. Yeah, I nailed it. It seems like it's pretty common in the like calisthenics world, in the like high volume body weight training world. It's very common. Yeah, ouch, I know. I did them once. The first time I'd ever done them was like, I don't know, 2 months ago. I did them in one of the edited videos. And it's basically just like push-ups. It's just like, you know, if you're not used to doing a lot of push-ups, it was a lot of push-ups. It was more than I was used to for sure. So they're pretty cool. Obviously, anything that you do consistently, you're going to get better at. So you'll see people who do incredible amounts of volume of these things. I don't. It looks pretty bad when I try to do them. Jody's gonna go watch. Awesome. Yeah, Pulsing Iron, what are your two live times if Jody wants to go check it out? I know you're not in the same time zone as us, but Jody is a connoisseur of online exercisers, so she will definitely check you out if you give us the times here. I always miss the afternoon one. I know your morning one is before us, so I generally don't make that one. That's it. Then you have to do 2, 3, 4 X layered Navy SEALs. Then it starts hurting. I'm sure it does, especially if you don't have the push-up capacity that you have. All right, team, let's check. What do we got tomorrow? 5 likes. Not bad, not bad. Let's see here. Oh, that's not the right sheet. Oh, I have a couple videos actually for you today. I forgot about that. Let's do that. Couple clips here to share. Those chicken socks. There you go. Jody checked it out. I feel like that's the most common comment is people love your socks, Max. The chicken leg socks. But here, before we run away, I've got a couple clips for you for today. So yesterday I was out doing chores and I saw our heifer and one of the rams were shoving each other, which is not something I've ever seen before. I'll be late tomorrow, have my class at 4:40. Awesome. No problem, Megan. 4:30. Here, don't leave yet though. I've got some funny little clips. So the first one here, this is the heifer and the ram. There's an orange ram. The big guy on the left there, they were like shoving each other. And he's taking it. Look at him. He's like, I'm gonna shove you too. Then I think he realizes he's a little bit outclassed when she shoves him. But pretty entertaining, right? Isn't that cute? I'm assuming they're not gonna hurt each other and they've got lots of space to move around, but pretty funny, eh? Max says, used to always have clowns talking about legs constantly. Now they have a reason to. I know, I love it. I mean, it's funny, like I can work out. I've been working out for 25 years and like I still have skinny legs and I feel like I need a pair of those as well. So I like those. All right, Megan, you want to see some more babies? The next one is actually my kids. And you'll notice that if you see my kids on here, it'll always be the back of them, at least for now. That's just currently my wife's preference. Maybe someday you'll see their faces, but let me just get this one. We have a little fort that we've built in our forest, and we were just coming back. I was out there with the girls the other day, and they're just getting so cute. So let me just put this on here too. We're just walking through the woods, going back home, and they just holding hands. Isn't that the cutest? And the younger one's like talking to her the whole time. All right. Those are my clips for the day. So just remember, if you've got a goal that is not fitness related, because we'll do the fitness stuff together, but if you have goals, carve out the time, right? I'm going to just keep saying this every day. This is more than just a fitness program, right? I've got goals You've got goals. The only way to get there is to carve out time and make it happen, right? It's so easy to say, I don't have time, but you don't want to get to whatever age and look back and say, I wish I would have done that thing. So take an hour, sit down, make progress towards whatever that goal is. Maybe it's fitness, maybe it's health, maybe it's a side hustle, maybe it's writing a book, maybe it's some sort of legacy project that you want to look back on and make sure that you've done. So take this time. What time is it? 6:11 till 7:11, 7:30 if you want, and put in the time, right? There's something that you want to do in your life in this stage or in this next stage of your life. What is it? Sit down, decide on what that is, determine your why, break it down into daily steps. Take those daily steps every day, add them up, and the goals are inevitable. So, simple as that. If you haven't pressed the like button, do that. You know we're here tomorrow. We're here every day. Tomorrow we have got deadlift, L-sit, and then our skill work is going to be some single leg work. So another great session, a little less scary potentially, but an opportunity to go a little heavier with the deadlifts if you're interested. And that's that. Join the free school group. If you want to dig deeper into goal setting, join the paid group. We've got our Momentum Monday session in 18 minutes over there. But otherwise, join the free group, right? That's where we talk programming. We'll talk, different ideas for training, anything you want. You can get me anytime on there. So, I love you guys. I hope you all have a fantastic Monday. And I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.